Hey, good afternoon. So today we are going to discuss about Agile PLM, that is Agile Product Lifecycle Management, which is a product from Oracle. Yeah, before to it, I would like to introduce myself. Yeah, I am into the IT industry for 5 years. I'm working on certain projects of Oracle, and specifically into Agile, I'm working for about 4.6 years. I have been working in electronics with the different manufacturing clients such as Nokia, Cisco, Verifone, Apple, and Huawei. So there are also certainly like almost for 35 clients which I have worked in last 4 years. These are the ones on which I have created my own projects, which we'll sooner or later discuss in this sessions. The agenda of we will discuss about what is PLM, what is overview of Agile PLM. These are two different sections which differ by certain aspects which are very important to focus in product life cycle management segment. So we'll look on what is PLM, what is overview of Agile PLM, then we'll look into agile modules, then we'll look into some examples of life cycle products, which basically these examples I will mostly I'll try to share my screen and let you know how this product actually goes through the product lines and what all new BOMs we indulge into that product. BOMs basically means bill of materials. These all attributes and information I'll be sharing with you in coming slides. And of course, there are multiple advantages of Agile PLM tool in any manufacturing industry, because all manufacturing industries just want to make sure that their product is their outcome of that product is 100% as expected, bugless, like it must be perfect. Every manufacturing industries expect this output, and for that they can only rely on PLMs, that is product life cycle management tools. And the latest news on Agile is since I started working on Agile 9.3.1. Yeah, that was the Agile version which I started using. Then I have worked until 9.3.6, which is the latest one in the market. And so, but in 2020, the 9.3.5 is obsoleted, and in coming 2021 or 2022, 9.3.6 may be obsoleted. Now 9.3.7 is about to arrive with a new feature of cloud, in which we can create our bombs and ECUs and we can save them on clouds. Of course, these attributes and all these things may be confusing you, but I'll explain in detail and in brief in coming slides. Okay, so I hope I have made myself clear by today's agenda. This is the course curriculum. There are two different sections provided. First one is functional overview. In functional overview, we will go theoretically, kind of, and in technical overview, we'll just go into more kind of depth of that particular technology or particular process of workflow of that PLM. Then also, I'll most probably I'll be sharing my certain projects with you guys. Just resolve your doubts which you come across. So again, in this course, that what is PLM, what are different PLMs available in the market. As far as PLM's market innovation in India, Agile Oracle is first place. That's a great news. And actually, I have used Windchill, I have used like Arena PLM, but as I mentioned, I have worked on Agile Oracle for about 4.6 years. It's actually more reliable, more like the user interface is quite easy to understand and is very helpful to implement our own changes in in that particular design. Of course, I'll explain you how to do it and why it is required in the manufacturing workflow. For the second, I would like to place Windchill. Even that is a good PLM in that, but it lags with certain options to edit the workflow and to add the approvers. In these sections, it lags. Just for mentioning the available PLMs in the market, there are Agile PLM, Fusion Lifecycle Management, Team Center, Innovia. This is the one which is the worst in my experience, and then Arena PLM and Windchill. Yeah, these are the top named PLMs which are running in the PLM market in India. Means most of the manufacturing industries, according to their budget and their product materials, they are using the respective PLMs. Yeah, in the technical overview, we will just look over like why it is important into core manufacturing industries. PLM is actually without PLM, I think every manufacturing or Every high tech industries must be lagging without PLM, because without this workflow they can't ensure the product which they are producing can be 100% bugless. Okay, so this is something which is very important. PLMs, if tomorrow I want to create my own industry or something, I would firstly ensure I have installed PLM into my entire process. So then only I can rely on the output that it is bugless and bug free. So then there are certain projects on which I have worked, but I would like to mention about the projects when I'll give you a brief information about what is Agile PLM Oracle and how the workflow goes with the particular product. So I will be giving you certain examples on this. So now the topic is training introduction of Agile PLM. Cost, the duration, time, and contact is only our delighted MindMajix. So already, as I mentioned, the latest version in the market is Agile Product Lifecycle Management 9.3.6, and it was released in 2017, or most probably in 2022 it will get obsoleted, and in the coming most probably in 2023 or 2022 itself we'll be able to watch the interface of the new Oracle Agile PLM that will be 9.3.7. This certification things comes in Oracle Product Lifecycle Management 2020 Implementation Essentials. So this 2020 also comes under the section of 9.3.6 Agile certifications, which are provided by the MindMajix, and of course this will be provided to the respective only after they'll complete the course, a small kind of examination, and the MindMajix will provide these certifications to the respective person or the candidate. This is some kind of random interface of the Agile PLM 9.3.6. So there are certain fields in this as title block, changes, BOM, this means bill of materials, manufacturer, sites, and so on. So I will like to start this in my own way. So in Agile PLM, basically there are three things which our manufacturing industry mostly use, and those three things are ECO, MCO, and deviation. Okay, fine. I'll explain you in brief all these three things and why it is important and why these three things have came into the topic. Yeah. So in this thing, look, for example, if there is a part which is getting manufactured in an XYZ organization, so in that manufacturing industry, but the requirement of that product has been changed by the customer. The customer is expecting that product to be in so and so terms. So of course that manufacturing industry have to edit their SOPs, have to edit their process, have to edit that particular product as per the requirement of the customer. If the customer is expecting this product must have high resistivity, so of course the manufacturing industry will change the resistor with the resistivity which was less. Okay, so it will that less resistive resistor will be replaced by a resistor with higher resistivity. Okay, this particular part will be replaced, and this thing comes under ECO, that is engineering change order. Okay, these certain situations comes under engineering change order, and it is a very important and kind of a daily basis thing for almost all the manufacturing industries, as far as I have looked through this industry, as far as I have been in this industry. So ECOs is something which is continuously running day and night in all manufacturing industries. Second thing comes under MCO, that is manufacturing change order. Manufacturing change order is something entire project or entire product basically needs to be replaced by something if that product's output is not desired as per the customer, means the customer is expecting this product size must be at least more or less than this, must be more compatible, okay, must be more portable. The manufacturing industry will of course read the comments of the customer, and they will try to implement such ideas, and they will try to innovate their processes. And hence when they try to change the product size or they like to change the product itself, these entire things comes under MCOs, that is manufacturing change order. Hope I'm clear with these two different things, ECOs and MCOs, and it is very important. And regarding deviation, I would like to explain that in the project which I will be discussing with you. So there are certain projects which have been listed in this. Project one is update attribution. Actually, in agile terms, it is attribution. Update attribute using custom process extensions. Actually, what happens? For example, again, I'll let me give an example. If there is a motherboard of a cell phone, okay, which has been produced in a manufacturing industry, what the manufacturing industry will obviously expect the output to be as desired, as expected, okay. But sometimes what happens, the we create some custom additions in that particular process, okay, and that is known as custom process extensions. For example, if we used to put couple of capacitors in that, so I will replace it by a single high capacitive capacitor, okay. So when I do all these changes, there are certain documents of that particular motherboard which needs to be edited, which needs to be in which we need to mention that so and so section's capacitor have been replaced by a single line capacitive capacitor, okay. So this thing basically we need to update. So and this attributes comes under that document, and these documents have been prepared and managed in Agile PLM. And that's what we used to do as engineers, as editors, as component engineers. We used to actually go into that design. We used to replace those capacitor in the system, and we used to update that we have that the system is been updated with a single capacitor we have. So we used to update this document as an individual basis. But right now, due to certain BOTs, we have been able to accomplish this project. I'll do share this project in the coming sessions. I'll do share the I'll most probably I'll be sharing the live projects with you guys in the coming session. Also, I'll increase this course into more core so that you will get entirely what I'm telling right now. Look, obviously, listening to an audio and watching certain videos, there are difference. So of course, I'll help you in both the ways. Hope you got the first project. Again, in brief, in first project, we used to manually put the changes which we used to do in the motherboard, or for example in any activity of the entire process of the manufacturing product. If we replace or if we change anything, we used to mention that as a custom process extension, and that thing we used to update in the attribute, which is a document which we update in Agile PLM. So right now, instead of doing this entire thing manually, we pull a report from the manufacturing industry, like what all changes you have made in what all products, in what all motherboards, for example. So they provide us a report, and accordingly we have created a macro, so it just replicates and joins the respective custom process extensions, which we also call as CPE. Yeah, so that's the project one which I have worked on, and it has been actually like helpful for our entire team to work on. And the second project is kind of uh, a good project which was initiated by me itself. Yeah, the URL process extension to display data report. Again, I wish I would have explained you this entire projects as a medium of video, but okay, fine. I'll in the coming sessions I'll make sure I'll be ready with certain videos to explain you with, of course, my audio. So what happens when we receive a design from, or for example, when we receive an ECO from the site. In our language, site means the exact manufacturing industry, okay. So when we receive an URL from site, we of course we open it, we go through the bill of materials, that is known as BOM, we go through the changes, then we go through the expectation of that particular customer, and accordingly we make changes, we create new ECOs in our agile with respect to the information which we received from the site, and we update the entire workflow of it. So this process is done by a single URL which we received from site. So in this, what basically we do is when we receive a URL, we directly display it to the customer portal, so that they look over the output of the manufacturing industry. And if there are any bugs, like if the customer is complaining that I told that this cell phone must be of uh, couple of cameras, but manufacturing industry uh, do provided a couple of cameras, but the secondary camera was of very less megapixel. This had been done by some mistake, not intentionally. Certain things will be like will be a part of hurdle between customer and direct manufacturing industry, irrespective of our section. Look, our section comes in between. We are in between the customers and the manufacturing industry. We just make sure, the Agile PLM make sure that this process flow must be trustworthy, must be like, of course, what we expect the outcome to be. That's what we as Agile PLM works on. That's what, again, coming back to the project, we receive a URL. So instead of working on that URL directly, we just given a, a like a screenshot basically to the customer portal. They just go through it, and as a friendly gesture, just they just mention like so and so things we requested, so please provide us. So same thing we will provide to the industry, and changes which the industry will do, we will make sure we are documenting it in our entire workflow. Doing this, we are capable of managing support of the entire workflow between customer and manufacturing industry. We are able to ensure that the customer is receiving what they expected, and of course the output is 100%. That's what is been ensured by applying these projects on. But yes, again, every project have their limitations, and even this project is limited to only certain clients and certain customers, because in certain cases customers and manufacturing industry have their own bond ups for years. For example, there is a client of Nokia, and there is a manufacturing industry, Flex, for example. They have a bond of, for example, let's consider 3 years. Okay. So between 3 years, if anything goes ups and down, they will handle it in their own documented, friendly way. But and these case won't come under this project. Okay, they have their own discussed meetings on their project, so they work accordingly. But in certain cases where clients just orders to manufacture 5,000 parts of XYZ thing, and the manufacturing industry accepts the order and they start manufacturing that particular thing. But out of those 500, let's say customer received couple of bugful output. So in this case, we come in and we make sure everything is balanced. I hope I'm making clear like what is PLM and where Agile PLM comes in manufacturing industry, as well as certainly life science, high tech industries. Agile PLM training lab setup, of course, Oracle DB, Java, and Oracle WebLogic 12, Agile software. But this Agile software is the one on which most of the PLMs is been relied. Most of the PLM work of Oracle Agile is being done only on Agile software, which is a Java based thing. The system requirements, it is not as high end system requirements. It can go with 4 gigs of RAM and 200 gigs of ROM. Agile PLM additional course. So this additional course, I would like to distribute it to you in coming session in my own web on which I'm already working. So let's wait for this thing in the coming courses. Okay. So there are certain questions for the whomsoever listening to this meeting, and this question, I believe, of course, you can answer when I'll give you certain demos on live examples. Okay. So this set of questions, let's keep it for the session in which I'll share you the live instance, live examples, and my own course of Agile. This was a course which was kind of prepared, but I will, of course, edit this and I will create my own course in Agile because it is a vast topic and I would like to elaborate in my own terms. Of course, if you want this answer, if you want to go through this question, can you mention few agile frameworks? Of course, the framework of agile is very important. It comes with a workflow of implementation and approver relentation. This extends the frameworks of agile. and this exactly set of frameworks and this workflow I would like to explain you in coming sessions. It is a vast topic again. So what happens, of course, like every other topic or every other discussions, even Agile have some tree discussions, tree diagram comes in. If I'll be coming and discussing with you about a single topic, maybe it may just bounce your head. So I will go proper route ways, of course, so you will get the topic. Out of all these things, I would like to answer you the question number 4. What is BOM? Actually, this is very, very important. Okay. What is BOM and why is it necessary to recheck in workflow? BOM. It is a very like most known attribute in each and every manufacturing industry on this entire globe. Every manufacturing industry, even though I have not worked with all the manufacturing industries, but I am pretty sure without BOM, without considering the concept of BOM, that manufacturing industry is not a manufacturing industry. Now, let me tell you why I'm telling you so much about BOM. BOM is certainly known as bill of material. For example, if let's consider a cell phone. If Apple is ordering Flex to manufacture 5,000 pieces of for the motherboard of iPhone. Of course, what first thing the manufacturing industry will do? Manufacturing industry will accept the order. They will mark their retention policies on that particular order. Then they will create their own BOM. Okay, one BOM is being shared by the customer. Okay, means I am one manufacturing company, and my friend Shashi is the owner of Apple. Is ordering the manufacturing company, that is me, to please manufacture certain things on I'm expecting all these things to be done on so and so date. So of course, as a manufacturing industry, I'll accept the order, and I'll make sure like the provider have provided the entire information about that product which we have to manufacture. So the provider will provide the SOPs of that. The provider will provide the BOM with it. That is bill of material. So one bill of material we will receive from the customer, and one bill of material as a manufacturing industry we will create from our end. Then we will combine both the BOMs, and then we'll create a final report, and then that final report will be shared between manufacturing industry as well as the provider as well as the customer. Okay, then the BOM will be finalized. So this bill of material, what is it? It is nothing but the entire materials which will be used in manufacturing that particular product. This entire list of material is known as bill of material. List in the sense it is not just mentioned one below one. Of course, it has their own specifications, their own details, that parts specification, its own detail and everything. That entire chart, that entire field, or that entire document is known as bill of material. And bill of material is something very important, because even if we miss as a manufacturing industry misses to use one single attribute of BOM, that may be a big hurdle for the entire project which they are working on. PLM, Oracle Agile Executive, and as a component engineer, I have been handling bill of materials since too long, and I have a good experience, and I have good knowledge like at what place this BOM comes in. Like without bill of material, without the proper management of bill of material, the entire project is in like fluctuating state. It is not a confirmed state. But if bill of material is fixed and perfect, bugless, errorless, then the project is in safe place, is in safe quotations. Yeah, so bill of material is very important, and I hope I have made myself clear about the bill of material. After telling you what is bill of material, after you considering bill of material as a very important thing, then of course one questions come in. Why is it necessary to recheck it in workflow? Look, there is a workflow in Agile on which we work. That workflow is there are certain fields, for example, 5 to 7 fields, and when we receive an input, we consider that input into the first block, and after processing it in entire fields, we come up with the output. Okay, and the output is being shared by the industry. Okay, and this output, we ensure that this output is 100% bugless and error free. In this entire process, of course, we use bill of material as a thing to refer. Obviously, we ensure that there is nothing missing in bill of materials. There is nothing, for example, if there are only five resistor and two transistors in a circuit, so we will make sure that these these five components are exact mentioned in the bill of materials. Even if they are fluctuating, even if they mention like there is a single transistor and three capacitors, it is a wrong data which may impact entire project. So this is where we check it is necessary for bomb to be as perfect as it was provided. So yeah, again, one more thing. This question is something very important and to focus on. Agile bridges which gap in the manufacturing industry? Manufacturing industry does their job. Okay, manufacturing industry produces certain certain things which they have been ordered to produce. They just manufacture. It is their own only job. What is the job of customer? They will provide money. They will provide data. I mean, they will provide materials to the manufacturing industry. They will just order the manufacturing industry. This is my data. This is my material. This is the discussed money. Let's come up with a plan and finalize this project and give us a expected date on which you will deliver us the product. This is something which is very commonly this process is commonly used by almost everywhere in the manufacturing industries. But in this entire process, certain bugs comes in. That is like customer is requesting manufacturer. He wants one pen of green color, but manufacturing industry produces a pen of dark green color. The customer expectation was of green color, okay, but manufacturing industry produced dark green colored pens. Of course, it will not be accepted by the customer. But again, when customer gives a bulk amount of order, the manufacturing industry makes sure they are like um, documenting this entire discussion. They are certifying entire thing so that if in case customer changed its comment like no, I told you to produce yellow pens, why you produced green pens? In certain cases this thing happens. Just to ensure that things are in pretty much smooth flow, manufacturing industry and customer do follow their own certain criteria to save side themselves, to save side their own plans and projects. In this both uh, in these both pillars, of course, agile is a thing which bridges these gaps. Agile makes sure the process flow is smooth. Agile makes sure both the parameters. Agile makes sure both the expectations of manufacturing industry as well as the customer is being satisfied and fulfilled. Agile PLM makes sure if certainly an error produces, like if customer have requested the industry to create certain cell phones, and of course the entire set of cell phones have been created by the manufacturing is filled with bugs. Of course, agile will be not responsible for that. Agile PLM will be not responsible because that in certain cases the entire blame will go on manufacturing industry. Look, basically agile just smooths the workflow between customer and manufacturing industry, and agile PLM helps the manufacturing industry to maintain their quality, maintain their output that is errorless, bugless, and agile make sure like the end of the output is completely error free. This is something which is like this. This gap is been breached by the Agile PLM. I hope I have made clear. Any doubts regarding the subject, course timings, and resource allocation can be discussed with MindMajix. Please feel free to drop your query at info@mindmagix.com. And yes, of course, I do have a lot of courses with me. I do have a lot of information about Agile PLM. I do have projects and I have many things to elaborate and explain in the coming sessions in more precise manner, in more like how I would like to explain Agile PLM in my own terms. I'll create all those things and I will, of course, share with you guys in the coming sessions. So stay safe, take care. Thank you.